Thank you very much, Honorable Chair of Chairs. Let me take this opportunity to acknowledge the presence of the Speaker of the Legislature, Dr. Desbo Mohono, the Deputy Speaker, Honorable Maine, yourself, yourself, Chair of Chairs, Honorable Modise, the Chief Whip, Honorable Motlalepula Khosho, members of the Provincial Legislature, the Premier of the Northwest Province, Ndate Kagiso Lazarus Mukhosi, my colleagues in the executive, members of the Executive Council, our executive mayors and mayors, the chairperson of Salga, Councillor Executive Khumalo Molefe, the chairperson of the Northwest House of Traditional and Khoisan Leader, Khosi Maotwe, in absentia, the deputy chairperson of Contralesa, Khosi Nyalala Pilane Khabo, members of the executive of the House of Traditional and Khoisan Leaders, the Khosi Nababalentemfa, the chairperson of the Northwest Housing Corp Interim Board, Dr. Banketsi Tlapi, and the board members, the chairperson of the Northwest Rental Housing Tribunal, Ndate Kagiso Mike Khauwe, the chairperson of the Mahales Water Board, Dr. Lydia Sebego, heads of the department, Dr. Mokotedi Benbole, Ms. Khomotso Mahlobo, and the management team, the CEO, members of the media, stakeholders and distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Honorable Speaker, I rise, Chair of Chairs, I rise to express my sincere gratitude for the opportunity to table the budget, votes 9 and vote 14 respectively, which pertain to the Department of Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs and the Department of Human Settlement. Honorable COC, exactly a year ago, we stood at the dawn of the 7th administration, united in our commitment to the Medium-Term Development Plan, MTDP, guided by 3 strategic priorities set forth by His Excellency, President Matamela Ramaphosa in his State of the Nation address. The 3 identified priorities: 1, it's to drive inclusive economic growth and create sustainable jobs. 2, to reduce poverty and address the rising cost of living. 3, to build a capable, ethical, and developmental state that serves the people with integrity and efficiency. Therefore, this budget vote sought to give effect to these strategic priorities, which will be demonstrated throughout the speech. Honorable COC, I therefore take this opportunity to table before your august House the departmental budget of CoGTA, and allow me to present this budget of CoGTA as follows. Administration 210,752,000 rand. Local governance 253,568,000 rands. Program 3, development and planning 60,571,000 rands. Program 4, which is the last program, traditional institutional management 156,978,000 rand. The total budget is 681,869,000 rand. This is the budget we are tabling, Honorable COC. I must say that this year marks the 70th anniversary of the Freedom Charter, an occasion of great historical significance. It compels us to renew our collective commitment of building a South Africa that truly delivers a better life for all. We present these budget votes in remembrance and deep appreciation of the brave men and women who laid down their lives in defense of our country and the values we now hold dear: equality, human rights, and social justice as enshrined in the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa. Honorable COC, allow me to begin by congratulating the chairperson of the National House of Traditional and Khoisan Leaders, I wish to take this opportunity to bring to your attention the role of the department, which is succinctly explained in Section 40 of Chapter 3 of the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa. That the three spheres of government, that is national, provincial, and local sphere, are distinctive, interdependent, and interrelated. Section 41 explains principles of cooperative government and intergovernmental relations, and the Constitution directs all spheres of government to exercise their powers and perform their functions in a manner that does not encroach on the geographical function or institutional integrity of another sphere. I'm explaining this important fact so that we arrive at a similar understanding that local government is another of sphere of government governed by legislation, and sometimes as either provincial or national government, we cannot impose some of the decisions on council. We acknowledge the provision of the relevant prescripts that give us power to intervene when things do not go right in the municipality. But what is important is to understand that sometimes we can't impose our decision because that sphere of government is independent. Honorable COC, we are worried that there are debt that are owed to the municipalities and utilities, and we are not addressing this in a vigor in which we should be addressing it. Equally alarming is the growing debt owed to this municipality by various state organs, an untenable situation that demands immediate corrective action to rescue municipalities' cash flow, so that when we query municipality on their non-revenue collection, but this state of organs must also do their part or bring their part. As we speak, municipalities' ESCOM debt reached 9.3 billion by the 9th of June 2025 and continue to rise. We are making a clarion call to all municipal leadership to take immediate action by engaging ESCOM on viable debt settlement strategies. That is why we invited Minister Ramokgopa to engage with all our municipalities on the option that municipalities can look into as part of addressing this debt. Modulasetulo wa badula ditulo, di masepale tsa rona di kolotiwa madi a kwa godimo a tsitsibanya mmele. Ke puso ya bosetšhaba le ya bogareng ga mmogo le baagi le dikgwebo. The Section 71 June reports as submitted by respective municipalities, the total municipal debt was at 37.1 billion across 17 municipalities, comprising 28.6 billion from household, 2.3 billion by government entities, 4.2 billion from businesses. Meanwhile, municipalities themselves own Mahales over 2.373 billion. Honorable members, this unsustainable debt crisis demands urgent collective action. We are pleased to announce that through the intervention by the Premier Mokhosi and the Minister of Water and Sanitation, the Executive Authority has facilitated payment agreements between Mahales Water and 3 municipalities, that is Makwasi Hill Local Municipality, Dr. Ruth Sogomotse Mompati Modiri Molema District Municipality, and we're doing this to avert the withholding of the equitable share by the Minister. Moving forward, the Department of CoGTA will monitor and ensure the payment arrangements are honored, because sometimes we make these arrangements in terms of the payment plan, but we do not honor that. Honorable members, local government is characterized by lack of accountability, poor financial and internal control system, and lack of consequence management for those who continue to disregard the policies and legislation governing this sphere of government. Many of our municipalities still rely on the use of consultants to compile their annual financial statement with very little or no improvement of the audit outcome. We need to reach a point where we say, if the municipality has appointed consultant to do their AFS. It must be for a particular period. Skills must be transferred to the officials of the municipality, so the municipality can then be in a position to can undertake this exercise on their own. Let me remind councillors that your legislated duty as governors to exercise oversight and hold officials accountable is non-negotiable. Sadly, this is lacking in many municipalities to build a capable, ethical, and developmental state. As envisioned by the National Development Plan, the NDP 2030, we must ensure that both councillors and officials are held accountable for taking poor decisions at the expense of our communities or the taxpayers. For the next audit cycle, we are targeting Moretele local municipality, Majoro Mahikeng, Bojana La Platinum, Majoro Mamtangeni, and Dr. Kenneth Kaunda, Majoro Nikiwenam, to achieve unqualified audit opinion with no material findings. This is part of pursuing the ideal municipalities. We need to start somewhere, and we must get somewhere. So these municipalities are our candidates together with the provincial treasury to achieve the clean audit. To ensure success, CoGTA Provincial Treasury and SALGA will implement a comprehensive support plan. This plan specifically strengthens oversight committees and internal audit units to address persistent findings by the Auditor General, and MEC Mosenuchi from Treasury will elaborate further on this matter. Honorable COC Premier Mokosi's landmark signing of the Memorandum of Understanding, the MOU with the Northwest University, is now being actioned. I have since directed the department to identify strategic partnership areas with a strong focus on capacity building and leadership development. Our priority is financial literacy training for councillors to strengthen governance through better understanding of financial statement and performance data, which is critical for effective oversight, Honorable General Smarts. Henceforth, the Department of CoGTA will host quarterly state of local government media briefings to publicly report on municipal performance, detail audit improvement strategies, and provide a progress updates on human settlement projects. Those that are said to have been blocked, how far are we in addressing that? We believe that transparency ensures accountability and drives service delivery. Honorable members, we continue to intervene where it's necessary. We have taken decisive action to confront the perception and, in some instances, the reality that corruption, fraud, and poor governance are entrenched in our municipalities. So you must not come here and talk about corruption, all that. We are acting. In terms of Section 106 of the Local Government Municipal Systems Act 2000, Act number 32 of 2000, and in my capacity as the member of the Executive Council responsible for local government, I have authorized investigation into serious allegations of maladministration, fraud, corruption, and other irregularities in a number of municipalities like your Taung City of Matlosane and Madibeng local municipality. Just to share with you, in case of Greater Taung local municipality where we have invoked this section, the investigation was triggered by the persistent instability within the municipal council, which rendered it incapable of discharging its statutory responsibility. The investigation is completed and remedial action have been instituted against those councillors who have been implicated. We can confirm that the municipality is now stable and is able to execute its executive obligation and responsibility. In the city of Matlosane, the investigation followed irregularities within governance and administrative structures. The investigation was completed at the end of the 2024-25 financial year. The report will soon be communicated to the council and the findings implemented, and will follow up on that. On Tuesday, On the 15th of July 2025, we invoke Section 106 of the Municipal Systems Act to investigate allegation of maladministration and malfeasance in Madibeng local municipality. I met with all the councillors to introduce the appointed law firm, the investigators, which would conduct the investigation. During the meeting, councillors have thrown their weight behind the investigation. The findings will be finalized within 3 months and shared with all the stakeholders for action. The investigation is part of a broader drive to restore ethical governance, rebuild public confidence, and ensure that municipalities truly serve our people. EXCO has resolved to invoke Section 139(1)(a) of the Constitution in Mamusa and Kagisano Molopo local municipality. The decision has been communicated to both municipalities, and they are therefore expected to implement the directives and submit on a monthly basis the report to the department. The term of office for the 2021 cohort of councillors is fast approaching its end. As such, we are entering a crucial phase of preparatory work in anticipation of the 2026 local government election, as announced by the Independent Electoral Commission. Preparing for local government election, the Municipal Demarcation Board, the MDB, completed public consultations from the 7th of April to the 30th of June 2025 on ward boundaries. Final boundaries will be submitted to the IEC by October 2025. We urge all our people, communities to exercise their democratic right and register to vote in the next year's election. There is another process that we are busy with, Honorable COC. In parallel with these efforts, the white paper on local government, a foundational policy framework guiding local governance, is currently under review. As part of this process, the department has conducted a series of consultative engagement with the wide range of stakeholders to solicit their views, insights, and practical solutions. And we have already communicated with the minister on what the stakeholders are saying in terms of the review and their submission on the white paper on local government. And on behalf of the people of the province, we wish to extend our sincere appreciation to the Minister of CoGTA, Minister Velinkosini Hlabisa, for granting an extension to allow for further public participation in this vital review. The new deadline for submission is the 31st of July 2025. The district mayor of Dr. KK has taken an opportunity and convened a meeting for Thursday for all councillors to come and make their inputs. And we want to call upon all our citizens, local government practitioners, and all other stakeholders to contribute meaningfully to this process. This process will culminate into a legislative reform to strengthen local government capacity, accountability to serve our communities better. These reforms are not merely bureaucratic adjustment. They are a necessary shift towards a more capable, developmental, and citizen-focused local government system. We are confident that the review will lead to the realization of an ideal municipality that I spoke to earlier on, which includes being democratic and accountable, responsive to the community needs, provide services in a sustainable manner, drive social and economic development, creates a safe and healthy environment, encourages the involvement of communities, creates a culture of service and accountability, and assign clear responsibilities for management. If we can have a municipality that is ideal, that addresses all these things, we should not be having challenges in our municipalities. Honorable COC, since its launch Operation Bulela Metsi has resulted in the acceleration, implementation, and completion of water and sanitation projects in the province, benefiting communities across all 10 municipalities which are water service authority. The operation has resulted in the completion of the Moretele bulk water supply pipeline, the Greater Taung bulk water supply scheme, the bulk water augmentation in Lichtenberg, where additional boreholes were drilled, a number of phases of regional bulk water infrastructure grant RBIC and water service infrastructure grant WISIC funded infrastructure projects have been completed, providing water to communities in a phased approach. It is in this context that we will be continuing the operation in the financial year. We remain steadfast in our commitment to provide our communities with clean drinking water and decent sanitation. We acknowledge some of the challenges that our community members are experiencing. And in collaboration with municipalities, the Department of Water and Sanitation and Magalies Water, we have implemented a number of projects using various sources of funding. And the following water and sanitation infrastructure projects are ongoing and they should be completed very soon. The water supply project in Mweka is being implemented at a cost of 100 million and will benefit communities in Khamotla, Rachiepan, Kromkale, Makaunyana, and Noroki. The water reticulation project in Klipgat at a cost of 74 million. The Tlhabane asbestos cement water pipeline replacement to the tune of 127 million. The water reticulation project in Manamakhoteng at a cost of 75 million. The refurbishment of the borehole and installation of a new water treatment plant in Redirile project in Derby to the tune of 18.6 million. There are also several water supply infrastructure projects that are also implemented within Ngakamudir Mulema, which include the Lotlhakaneng water supply, Madibe Atau water supply, Lonely Park water supply, and Setlopo water supply to the tune of over 200 million. In the Dr. RSM district, the bulk water augmentation infrastructure project in Ipelecheng, the refurbishment of Swaz Reneke water treatment plant are also funded through your MIG. The bulk water supply project in Bonabona, Tlapeng, Matlabatlaba and Pudumeng water treatment works are funded through the RBIC and WISIC to the tune of over 300 million. Other projects in your Dr. KK, like your Jobeton Kanana water supply project, is funded through the MIG. The construction of Ikachen Reservoir in JP Max local municipality is also funded through RBIC. These are some of the water infrastructure projects being implemented in that district. Let me take this opportunity to announce to this August House that the Deputy President, Honorable Paul Mashatile, and the Minister of Water and Sanitation, Pemi, Babes, Wamanzi, Majodina, will on the 1st of August officially hand over the Moretele South Reservoir project. The reservoir is part of the bulk water project worth 139 million, and it will bring water to at least 12 communities in the Moretele local municipality or area. Honorable members, it surely cannot be business as usual when communities remain without water for a long time, yet they reside in a municipality given a status to provide water. It is unacceptable. Water and sanitation remain a basic human right. Thus, in 2025-2026 financial year, all water service authorities, municipalities in the province will be assessed to evaluate their capacity to perform this function. The assessment will enable us to either build capable municipalities or revoke water provision rights where necessary, or grant other municipalities to can perform this function. Honorable COC, with regard to the municipal infrastructure grant, we want to report that 22 municipalities received the municipal infrastructure grant to address infrastructure backlog in poor communities in 2024-25. Overall MIG expenditure reached 98%, which translates to 1% improvement from your 2023-2024 financial year. whilst 11 municipalities achieve 100% expenditure, and those municipalities are Moretele, Madibe, Ratlo, Mahikeng, Ramotsere, Muilwa, Naledi, Greater Town Local Municipality, Kagisano, Molopo, Makwasi Hill, Ngaka Modiri Molema, and Dr. Ruth Sohomotse Mompati. Persistent underperformers include Ditsobotla, Khetling, Mamusa, Lekwatemane, Rustenburg, Moses Kotane, and the city of Matlosana also fell short of full expenditure. To improve performance, because we can't just sit and criticize, we conducted the MIG Implementation Readiness Workshop on the 18th and 20 June 2025 as part of the support, identifying key challenges, particularly the misuse of conditional grants for unintended purposes and the late appointment of service providers. As part of the implementing corrective measures, the department, in conjunction with MISA, will strengthen the monitoring, supervision, and support to municipalities in implementing infrastructure projects. Honorable COC, the gazetting of the district development model regulations marks a significant step forward, providing a clear legal framework to guide its rollout. This enables a more coordinated, integrated, and people-centered approach to service delivery across all spheres of government. To operationalize the DDM, EXCO has resolved that the performance agreement of heads of department, municipal managers as accounting officers, state-owned entities, CEOs must reflect DDM priorities. Furthermore, the department and municipality will on a quarterly basis report on catalytic projects to ensure progress is registered on a high-impact service delivery intervention. We must also report that we have launched the quarterly MEC platform, bringing together executive mayors, and members of the mayoral committee to strengthen oversight, improve grants performance, address municipal debt, and tackle non-compliance in senior appointments. Importantly, we are deepening partnership with traditional leaders, civil society, and the private sector, recognizing their vital role in building inclusive and sustainable development. Following the National Department of CoGTA local government Indaba to be held from the 3rd to the 5th September, we will convene our own provincial local government Indaba before the end of the 25-26 financial year. Key discussion at the Indaba will be on strengthening governance, driving financial recovery, improving service delivery, and fostering collaboration across all spheres of government. The summit will also deliberate on the building block of an ideal municipality. Honorable COC, in April 2025, we proudly launched the Clean City campaign under the theme Rata Tikologo ya Gago, meaning love your environment. The launch is aligned to the national vision championed by the Deputy President Paul Mashatile of achieving clean cities, towns, and villages. We appreciate all the efforts by the executive mayors and mayors who are openly supporting the campaign, taking a lead and making it a success. During the 2024-25 rainy season, the province experienced above normal rainfall, which resulted in the damage to social and economic infrastructure. The incidents were classified as national state of disaster in line with Section 23, subsection 3 of the Disaster Management Act 2000, Act number 57 of 2002. Municipalities, through the help of the Provincial Disaster Management Center, were requested to make their submission in terms of the business plan to the National Disaster Management Center. The minister made a pronouncement on the municipalities that have been granted a relief fund in terms of the disaster. These municipalities complied with the request and submitted their plan, and on the 7th of July, the Minister announced grant allocation to the province at a total of 50.5 million, allocated as follows. Ratlo, 9.5 million, Moretele, 15 million, JB Max, 16 million, and City of Matlosana, 10 million. In partnership with the National Disaster Management Center, the National Department of CoGTA and National Treasury, we will ensure that these funds are properly spent. They are fully accounted for and deliver on the measurable results by the end of the year. We have already convened a meeting with all these municipalities and demanded plans to be implemented, and will monitor the implementation so that this money does not find a feet out of the council coffers. Honorable members, another cause of flooding is poor storm water drainage. We urge municipality to maintain infrastructure and educate communities not to dump waste or unwanted material into drainage system. We have learned a critical lesson from the 24-25 flood incidents. Henceforth, the Provincial Disaster Management Center will focus on strengthening disaster risk governance at the provincial and municipal level. Honorable members, to protect our communities from the rise in foodborne illness, some of which have had tragic consequences for our children, including death, Minister Hlabisa gazetted the standard draft bylaw to regulate the registration and operation of spaza shop and food outlets. I must report to this August House that all our municipalities adopted the standard draft bylaws. COC to date, the following registration have been recorded. In Ngakamodiri Molema, 2,895, Sekhomotsi Mompati, 924, Kenneth Kaunda, 1,954, Bojanala, 11,029, bringing the provincial total to 16,802. We urge municipalities to enforce these bylaws. Our communities should be encouraged to comply and stand to benefit from the economic empowerment funding by government. So we are saying to our SMME, there is a grant for them to can operate their spaza shop. It would be important that they access these grants. We are serious about improving on our support to the traditional leaders, and just in the past financial year, we handed over at least 10 vehicles to the tune of 7.6 million. This is an addition to 17 vehicles purchased in 23-24 financial year to the value of 11.7 million. In this financial year, we have also put aside 7.3 million to buy additional vehicles for the traditional leaders. This demonstrates our commitment to support our traditional leaders and its communities in the province. Premier, this is the commitment that we have made, and we want to live to this expectation. Tona Kgolo, re le lefapha re itlama gore re tla baya kwa setlhoeng go tlhabolla dikantoro tsa magosi a rona, re dirisana le mokhuduthamaga mme Lezi Mokua go netefatsa gore dikantoro tsa magosi a rona di mo seemong se se siameng. Re ka se amogele gore magosi ba rona ba direle mo dikantorong tse leng gore ga di a itekanela ka gore di sa tlhabollwa. Re sena le leano la gore re di tlhabolla yang. Yaanong re dira boikuelo bo le maitlamo a gore in partnership with the Department of Public Works and Roads, re tla samagana le kganya. I must also report that the Department of Traditional Affairs is finalizing the handbook on the support to traditional leaders, which will include issues such as the funeral and coronation of the traditional leadership. And at this stage, we want to take this opportunity to welcome the confirmation and offer as made by MEC Sambata that part of the package and their contribution will be to donate the cattle during the coronations. Thank you very much, MEC Sambata. We must report, Honorable COC, that we are dealing with the traditional dispute. And at this stage, we must indicate that 6 investigative committees were established last year to address traditional leadership dispute in the province. To date, 3 investigative committees for Mahikeng, Bakubumba Rateo, Bakwena Bahamudimosana, Bamatau have concluded their investigation, and the 3 process of communicating the findings are at an advanced stage. Myself and the Premier, we have had engagement with the royal family to take them on board on this matter. While the 3 outstanding investigative committee for Bahurutsi Bahamuilwa, Bahurutsi Bomanyane, and Bakwena Bahamokhopa administrative process have been finalized, and the investigation are to be concluded by October. Khosi Kwena Mangope. The following dispute will also be dealt with. Barolombaha Mariba, the dispute is over succession of Bohosanov Mabone. Bora Tsidi, the dispute is over succession of Bora Molema in Tontonyane, and the dispute is over succession to Bohosana of Maretsane. Barolombaha Poi, the dispute is over Bohosana of Tlhakajaneng. We are pleased to announce that digitization of traditional leadership, Premier. This is the matter that is very close to your heart. I know every time when we talk and you look into officials in the department, you ask me, so we are pleased to announce that the digitization of the traditional leadership records set for completion by September 2025. The database will serve as an information hub and fully complies with the POPIA to protect the personal data. The recognition of the Traditional Council in line with Section 16, subsection 1 of the Traditional and Question Leaders Act number 3 of 20 will be completed by the end of 2025-2026. Honorable members, allow me to applaud the Provincial Initiation Coordinating Committee, or the PICC, which is chaired by Khosi Godfrey Hasebonwe, for the good work they are doing in clamping down on illegal initiation. Since the start of the winter initiation season in June 2025, the PICC has shut down over 18 illegal initiation schools and rescued over 100 initiates for being exposed to unhygienic condition, and some of the initiates were underage. So you would imagine taking these young kids by if there was no intervention. We want to issue a stern warning to the initiation school principal, Boratipana, and the traditional sages that we will leash all the resources at our disposal to clamp down on bogus initiation school. And we want to thank our men and women in blue, MEC Moring, for their intervention and the support. Honorable COC, 70 years ago, men and women across the length and breadth of our country, united in diversity, proclaimed through the Freedom Charter that there shall be houses, security, and comfort. A vision now enshrined in the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa, Act 108 of 1996, under Section 26, which guarantees everyone the right to access adequate housing. 31 years into our democracy, the Department of Human Settlement has built over 250 58,000 houses in the province, restoring the dignity of our people. We are proud of the progress we have made thus far, and we remain confident in the momentum we are building. Let me assure this House, we will not relent, we will not tire. Our work continues with determination and purpose. It is an honor to present the budget vote for the Department of Human Settlement for the 2025-26 financial year before this esteemed House for the 25-26 financial year. A total of 1,847,870,000 has been set aside to drive the delivery of human settlement program across the province. It is my pleasure, Honorable COC, to present the budget of human settlement allocation as follows. Administration, 185,966,000. Housing, planning and research, 34,336,000. Housing development, 1,627,568,000. This department has 3 programs. The total budget for this department is 1,847,870,000. Honorable COC, the department has taken a firm resolution that in the current financial year, the primary focus will be on unblocking stalled, incomplete, or block housing projects that have delayed progress and caused frustration to many of the beneficiaries and our people. To decisively address the current backlog, we are allocating of this budget that I've just pronounced, we are allocating 80% of it to unblock and complete the multi-year projects, with the remaining only 20% dedicated to launching the new housing development across the province. So we are going to take the entire budget of 80%, address the backlog that we are currently experiencing so that we can give hope to our people, and only take 20% to start the new projects. I must say that this approach aims to maximize the impact. Cheers, sir. Thank you. Like I said, that this approach aims to maximize impact, accelerate delivery, and restore confidence in the housing program by ensuring that incomplete projects are completed before launching the new ones. This is a bold move, quite encouraging. Through this budget, we affirm our unwavering commitment to the realization of the right to adequate housing for all. We call on all the stakeholders, municipalities, developers, and communities to work with us to unlock opportunities and build sustainable human settlement that reflect the dignity and aspiration of our people. In terms of Program 1, which is administration, the department plans to fill 34 management and professional posts in core programs, but due to budget cuts, as you all know, only 13 were advertised and 9 successfully filled. Recruitment and selection for the other 4 positions is at an advanced stage. We must say that we are working within the tight fiscal environment, and the draft organizational structure will soon be approved. I must report that during the 2024-25 financial year, the department had 2 cases of misconduct in terms of the disciplinary cases. I'm glad to report that one case concluded its process within the 90-day period, whilst the other case preferred against is ongoing. The Housing Inspectorate are undergoing reskilling, and 24 have applied for the recognition of prior learning or RPL, and 4 candidates, construction managers, to be qualified professional construction project managers with the South African Council of Construction Project Managers. All candidates will attend the required training with the Council and other entities for the Continuous Professional Development or CPD activities points in order to reskill workforce in Human Settlement Development Program to build capacity within the program as mentor have been identified. With regard to matters of supply chain management, in 2024-25 financial year, the department received 4,362 invoices totaling at 1.9 billion. Of this, 2,309 invoices worth 899 million were paid within 30 days, while 2,053 invoices totaling 1 billion were paid after 30 days. We are working hard to improve payment performance as we understand the negative impact of paying contractors late. We are developing the turnaround time so that it can be followed by all officials within the supply chain. COC, it is our belief that we will conquer as we did in 2023-2024 financial year. We agree that due to all the challenges that we alluded to throughout this statement, our vision to empower and provide equal opportunities for all, including women, youth, and people with disability in the past financial year moved at a very snail pace, which is not accepted by the MEC. During the year 2024-25, we managed to achieve 23.9% infrastructure spending towards women and 43.2% towards youth and other groups. In the current financial year 25-26, the department has set aside 40% of an estimated budget of 622 million to be allocated to this program. The department will use the MEC platform to explain our housing policies program and qualifying criteria. Through this platform, would also guide municipalities to develop and approve township layouts that meet the housing code standard, helping to avoid costly design changes. This forms part of our effort to strengthen the DDM and improve planning at the local level. Our industry must ensure faster housing delivery. While some backlogs are beyond our control, we cannot stand idle in the face of challenges. In respect of the theme, leveraging technologies for resilient, sustainable human settlement, as outlined by Minister Thembisi Melane, and to consider a workable human settlement plan as debated at the NCOP during the debate on shortages of housing and expansion of informational settlement. We are inclined to convene a provincial housing seminar before the end of the financial year. This will help us tackle the systematic challenges facing our department and the sector. The department will host the housing seminar before the end of the financial year, like I said. We must acknowledge and agree that government alone cannot overcome poverty, inequality, and unemployment. We must collaborate with private partners to address urgent housing needs, particularly for the destitute families falling outside the formal assistance programs. President Ramaphosa said that the upcoming national dialogue is an opportunity to forge a new social compact for the development of our country. A compact that will unite South Africans with clear responsibilities for different stakeholders. Equally, addressing our mandate requires collaboration. While we work to expand housing programs, many destitute families still fall outside formal system, and this is as a result of apartheid. To address this question, we had contractors who selflessly donate houses, an example being the recent handed over 2 houses in Tlakameng, village at Kagisano Molopo local municipality, and also in Kunwana. I was with Kosi Moshwete. Honorable members, such acts of kindness are a hallmark of our Nelson Mandela's Day celebration. To celebrate Madiba, the department was able to hand over a newly built and finished house to a 100-year-old Nkonomatha Nkatiso and her family at Fresgevag village in Tswaying local municipality. Together we can do more. Honorable COC, I want to emphasize that the department, through the Housing Development Agency, the HDA, focus on acquisition of well-located land parcels. These land parcels assist with kickstarting the formalization process of various informal settlements across the province. It is significant to indicate that in the process of acquiring land, we are from time to time confronted by the challenges of insufficient bulk infrastructure, prolonged negotiation session, and land parcels with environmental constraints. However, as a department, we decided to pursue the following mitigations and prioritize the acquisition of land parcels with bulk infrastructure availability, conduct feasibility studies prior to acquiring the land necessary for human settlement development. Where we fail to reach an agreement, explore possibility of land expropriation for the public interest.
While you wrap up, 2 minutes left. Hey.
Honorable Speaker, we are strengthening local government to deliver housing services. In the previous financial year, we accredited JB Max and Rustenburg Municipality. We are now finalizing the required agreement between municipal managers and our department in line with the new framework. Henceforth, Rustenburg is at level 2, will handle housing projects planning and management, whilst JB Max with level 1, it's able to manage beneficiaries administration. We have allocated 4 million to help Rustenburg local municipality build the needed capacity. We are also working with the city of Matlosane, Mahikeng, Greater Taung, and Naledi municipality to prepare them for accreditation. Once ready, the national department will assess them for possible role in housing. In the previous financial year, the department planned to build 3,549 housing units. I'm pleased to report that we completed 3,421 units, falling slightly short due to budget cuts and other external constraints. We continue to monitor all active projects closely to prevent the emergence of new block projects. The department is on the ground. In 2025-26 current financial year, we aim to deliver 3,555 housing units. The district breakdown for housing units is as follows quickly. Bojanala, 1,119, KK, 855, Sehomotsi Mompati, 607, Ngaka, 780, First Home Finance, 194. As we present this budget, we confront both the challenges ahead and lessons behind. We commit to achieving more with what we have, ensuring every rand delivers maximum impact for our people. In 2024-25 financial year, we delivered 504 houses, exceeding our target. We are targeting our mining towns. We are committed to transform mining communities through sustainable human settlement. Our department has made significant progress in delivering dignified houses for our people. There are about 1,133 houses that will be delivered in the following municipalities in the mining areas. Khetlen River 24, Madibeng 197, Moses Kotane 195, Rustenburg 495. We also want to upgrade our informal settlement program as follows. Firstly, in phases, the phase one is that there must be a land acquisition, formalization of land rights, and phase three, which is the installation of essential services, that is water, sewer, road, and stormwater.
MEC, your time is up.
Okay, thank you very much, Honorable Chair of Chairs. I've presented the budget. I will complete on my second round. Thank you very much.
Thank you.